Hello friends, this is me, your host. Welcome back to our channel. I hope you all are well and doing great. So today I'm back with another video to give a review on a book which is Our World, Our Home. This book is about building a peaceful and beautiful future. And this book is by Dr. Muhammad Naveed Akbar. So as I have already reviewed on 7 chapters. So if you haven't watched it yet, you can visit our YouTube channels and you can watch it there. So now today let's continue from chapter 8, which is unlocking the potential of technology for a sustainable future. Technology has long been a double-edged sword. In the course of history, human ingenuity has produced phenomenal progress enhancing medicine, transport, and communication. Technology has also led to the destruction of the environment, exploitation of resources, and exacerbating social inequalities. Now that we are confronted with worldwide issues like climate change, pollution, and economic inequality, technology can either hasten the crisis or devise solutions leading to a more equitable and sustainable world. In the 21st century, technology's role in building a sustainable future is more important than ever. Smart cities, artificial intelligence, renewable energy systems, and digital education platforms are some of the ways innovation can be used to make the planet healthier and society more equitable. But for technology to be used for good, it has to be directed by ethical values, environmental sustainability, and a sense of long term well being, not, term, not short term again. This chapter examines the means by which technology can be a driver of sustainability, the ethical issues that need to be resolved, and the role of governments, business, and citizens in ensuring technological advancement is compatible with the requirements of the planet and generations yet to come. The development of technology and how it affects us. The history of human civilization has forever been defined by technological advancement. From the development of the wheel to the dawn of the internet, each and every era has seen revolutionary development that has shifted the way we live, labor, and connect with the globe. Yet, not all such technological advancement has been for good. An industrial revolution, for instance, increased economic prosperity and innovation, but also resulted in widespread deforestation, pollution, and exploitative working conditions. Likewise, though digital technology has brought people together worldwide, it has also facilitated privacy breaches, disinformation, and social fragmentation. We are at a crossroads today. Technologies like artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and automation have the capacity to transform industries and a responsible management. They also run the risk they also run the risk of accelerating environmental degradation and economic disparities. It is imperative that we glean lessons from the past and make sure that future technological development emphasizes sustainability, ethics, and social welfare. Governments, corporations, and scientists need to collaborate to create technologies that aid environmental protection, cut carbon emissions, and promote social justice. This needs a change in perspective, more from looking at technology as a means of economic growth to looking at it as a tool for humanity's well being. The success of the next few decades will not lie in how quickly we innovate, but in how astutely we apply our innovations. Technology as an environmental sustainability tool. Perhaps the most exciting realm of technological progress lies in the possibility of countering climate change and environmental decline. Clean energy technologies, conservation innovations, and efficient resource based manufacturing are already changing industries and decreasing the human footprint on nature. But if we are to unleash technology fully to serve sustainability, we have to scale these up and integrate them into core industries. Renewable energy is possibly the most important technological innovation for environmental sustainability. Solar panels, windmills, and hydroelectricity are decreasing our use of fossil fuels, which have been a prime source of global warming for many years. Solar and wind energy have fallen drastically in price in recent years, making them available to developing countries and small populations. Germany and Denmark have shown that economies can be spurred by huge investments in renewable energy while cutting down on carbon emissions. In addition to energy production, technology is also revolutionizing agriculture. Irrigation systems with intelligence, precision agriculture, and genetically modified crops that consume less water and pesticides are contributing towards food security and reducing environmental damage. In desertification affected and water short areas, satellite imagery and artificial intelligence based monitoring systems enable farmers to take evidence based decisions. Maximizing land utilization and avoiding the over exploitation of natural resources. Waste disposal is another sector where technology is having an important impact. Intelligent waste collection networks, automatic recycling factories, and biodegradable products are minimizing landfill waste and pollution. Cities are adopting AI powered waste sorting facilities that ensure a high rate of recycling, transforming yesterday's trash into precious assets. The closer we are to making a particular economy a reality, where products are designed to be reused and regenerated. Artificial intelligence and solving global challenges. Artificial intelligence is transforming industries at a rapid pace, from medicine to banking, but its greatest promise is as a means to solve the world's most pressing challenges. AI systems can process masses of data, recognize patterns, and suggest solutions much faster than humans. Properly applied, AI has the potential to revolutionize sustainability initiatives. For instance, AI is already utilized to monitor deforestation and loss of biodiversity, using satellite images. AI can detect illegal logging activities, track changes in wildlife populations, and forecast future environmental risks by analyzing big data. Governments and conservation organizations can utilize this information to make targeted interventions and safeguard threatened ecosystem. In the energy industry, AI powered smart grids are enhancing the distribution of electricity, minimizing waste, and maximizing energy efficiency. Smart grids employ machine learning to optimize supply and demand in real time, ensuring that energy is directed where it is most required. This minimizes dependence on fossil fuel based backup power and increases the stability of renewable energy sources, which tend to be weather dependent. AI is also being used in disaster response and resilience planning. Predictive models can scan climate patterns and issue early warnings for hurricanes, floods, and wildfires, enabling communities to prepare and reduce damage. In urban planning, closing knowledge gaps and healthcare access gaps, enhancing life worldwide. Online education platforms like Khan Academy, Coursera, and edX have leveled the playing field, enabling individuals from all walks of life to enjoy high quality learning at minimal or no cost. In rural communities where conventional schools are rare, mobile learning applications are imparting children with fundamental reading and mathematics skills, ending generational cycles of poverty and inequality. And virtual reality and augmented reality technologies are improving learning experiences, making learning more engaging and interactive with subjects like science and history. In medicine, telemedicine is revolutionizing the provision of medical services. Patients from rural and underserved populations can now see physical remotely through video conferencing, eliminating the necessity of lengthy travel and enhancing access to healthcare. AI based diagnostic technologies are facilitating early disease detection, enhancing treatment outcomes, and lowering healthcare expenditures. To combat pandemics globally, Data driven monitoring systems are enabling health organizations to forecast outbreaks and initiate targeted interventions. Although these developments are encouraging, issues persist. The digital divide, the gap between those with access to technology and those without, still restricts the advantages of digital learning and medicine. Although these developments are encouraging, issues persist. The digital divide, the gap between those with access to technologies and those without, still restricts the advantages of digital learning and medicine. Governments and non governmental organizations and technology firms need to collaborate to make these innovations accessible to those who need them most, specifically in low income and rural populations. Technology for disaster response and resilience. The world is seeing a surge in natural disasters as a result of climate change, from fires and hurricanes to earthquakes and floods. Predicting, responding to, and recovering from these disasters has become more critical than ever before. Technology is playing a key role in disaster response and resilience planning and enabling communities to prepare for, mitigate, and recover from disasters more efficiently and rapidly. One of the most important resources in disaster readiness is early warning systems. Satellites, sensors, and artificial intelligence based models are now capable of foretelling hurricanes, droughts, and earthquakes with higher precision than ever before. For instance, meteorological agencies utilize climate modeling software to predict storms days or weeks prior, giving governments and residents time to take preemptive steps. Likewise, earthquake warning systems have been implemented in nations such as Japan and Mexico, where seismicity is intense, providing individuals with valuable seconds to seek shelter before the earth begins to shake. In the event of disasters, drones and robots are revolutionizing search and rescue operations. Drones can enter areas that are too hazardous for humans, including collapsed structures or flooded areas, and deliver real-time imagery to assist response themes. Autonomous robots with thermal imaging and AI can find trapped survivors more effectively, raising the survival rate. After disasters, drones are also utilized to evaluate damage, assisting governments and relief of organizations in distributing resources efficiently. In addition to real time response, blockchain technology is enhancing disaster relief work by granting that aid and funds reach their intended recipients. In previous disasters, humanitarian relief has been mishandled because of corruption or inefficiency in distribution. Blockchain provides transparent, tamper evident records of transactions so that donors can see how donations are spent. This guarantees that relief funds do not get lost or diverted, resulting in quicker recovery for communities too in need. As climate change makes natural disasters more severe, the incorporation of these technological solutions into disaster management plans will be essential. Governments, NGOs, and private enterprises need to work together to make these tools available across the board, especially in vulnerable areas where the effects of disasters are most pronounced. The role of technology in advancing social justice. Technology is not only revolutionizing industries and disaster itself, it's also becoming a central part of the battle for social injustice, from highlighting human rights abuses to amplifying marginalized voices. Social media platforms, data analysis, and artificial intelligences are transforming the way communities and activists campaign for equality and institutional change. Social media has transformed activism. Previously, movements had to use mainstream media to highlight injustices and risk being censored or biased by the media. Social platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok have enabled grassroots activists to post real time videos of human rights violations, police violence, and environmental degradation. Activism campaigns such as Black Lives Matter, Me Too, and Fridays for Fortune have organized millions globally, demonstrating that online activism can lead to offline policy changes and cultural transformations. Artificial intelligence is also being harnessed to fight discrimination and inequality. AI based analysis of the hiring process is assisting organization developing in identifying and removing biases from recruitment, resulting in more inclusive workplaces. AI is being implemented in the judicial sector to measure judicial biases in order to make sentencing more just and less prone to racial and gender bias. Predictive, ana- predictive analytics are also utilized to detect communities at a risk for poverty and homelessness, uh, so that governments and charities to act preemptively. Yet technology's role in social justice is two-sided coin. The same devices that can be utilized protest can be leveraged from monitoring, disinform, and silencing. In a few nations, governments have applied facial recognition to monitor and quash protest, and social media platforms algorithms have been exploited to amplify propaganda and disinformation. Technology can stay a force for good only by maintaining robust digital ethics, transparency, and democratic scrutiny to deter its abuse. Technology has the power to empower the marginalized, but only if everyone has access to it. The digital divide is still a huge barrier, with millions of individuals, especially from low income and digital skills. Governments and technology companies have to act to close this gap by investing in affordable internet access, offering digital education, and making sure new technologies do not perpetuate the existing inequalities. The digital divide, overcoming inequality in access to technology. As technology continues to advance at a pace never be before seen, the divide between those who can access digital tools and those who cannot is growing. The digital divide is not simply a convenience issue, it is an issue of opportunity, education, and economic mobility. Those without internet access are left behind in the job market, cannot access vital healthcare information, and are digital shut out of digital education platforms that could enhance their lives. The digital divide is that specifically egregious in developing nations, where access to the internet is poor and digital literacy levels are low. In some countries, fewer than half of all citizens have broadband internet access, so millions can't take advantage of the digital economy. In developed countries, too, there are disparities as low income families can't even afford high speed internet, while students in marginalized communities don't have the tools to do digital learning. Governments have a responsibility to make digital inclusion as a key element of their economic development and sustainability strategies. This involves this involves the investment of infrastructure in the internet, increasing public Wi-Fi networks, and the subsidizing of digital equipment to low-income families. Schools and universities need to incorporate digital literacy training into curriculums so that students are not only passive consumers of technology but also active producers and critical thinkers. Technology companies also owe it to themselves and the world to create more inclusive digital products. This includes making sure that software and platforms are usable by persons with disabilities, providing services in many languages, and factoring affordability into models of pricing. Technology, when made accessible to everyone, is an effective tool for breaking social inequality and increasing opportunities for economic mobility. The future of sustainable technology. Going forward, the future of technology needs to be charted along the values of sustainability, fairness, and ethical innovation. The speed of technological change creates both enormous possibilities and enormous challenges. Technological development, if well managed, can assist us in curbing environmental degradation, making societies more inclusive, and enhancing the quality of life for all humanity. but if not well managed, it can increase inequality, exploitation, and environmental degradation. Perhaps the most thrilling promise of sustainable technology is the further development of green energy technologies. Advances in battery storage, hydrogen fuel, and carbon capture technology are making renewable energy more attractive than ever before. Advances in biodegradable materials and circular economy principles are assisting industries to minimize waste and transition towards zero emissions manufacturing models. The future will also witness more use of AI and automation in the sustainability. Smart cities will make the best use of energy. Autonomous electric cars will minimize congestion and emissions. And AI based conservation will protect endangered species and ecosystems. With more sophisticated machine learning algorithms, we will be able to predict climate patterns with more precision, allowing for better disaster preparedness and resource allocation. Yet, that future will not construct itself, it needs to be brought into being through policy actions, business ethics, and citizen awareness. Governments need to pass laws guaranteeing that technology benefits the general public. Companies need to subordinate short-term greed to long-term viability, and citizens need to remain aware and participating in dialogue regarding how technology in transforming our world. The ethics of technology, balancing innovation with responsibility. As technology advances, ethical concerns need to stay ahead of development and application. While breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and digital platforms bring unprecedented potential, they're also raising deep ethical questions that would determine the future of society and the planet. The concern now is longer so much what technology can do, but rather what it ought to do. One of the most urgent ethical issues is data surveillance, privacy. The developing of big data and AI based analytics has allowed governments and companies to harvest and analyze. enormous quantities of personal data. Data can be used for positive ends like enhancing healthy outcomes. Yet it can also be used for mass surveillance, targeted manipulation, and political domination. The other major concern is job replacement and automation. AI and robots are revolutionizing industries, making them more efficient and cheaper. But in the process, they are also displacing tens of millions of jobs, especially in manufacturing, sales, and customer service. Lack of appropriate policies may cause economic instability and social inequality in the base of automation. Governments need to put in place measures like universal basic income, reskilling, and equitable labor policies to prevent technological advancement from being at the cost of human living. Bias in AI algorithms is another issue of ethics that needs to be addressed. Machine learning systems are also taught using past data, meaning that they may inherit and even extend current biases in fields like employment, law enforcement, and lending. AI recruitment tools have been shown to be discriminatory against minorities and women, and facial recognition software has yielded higher error rates for people of color. To address this, AI developers must prioritize transparency, accountability, and diversity in data collection to ensure fairness and inclusivity in automated decision making. In addition to human ethics, we also need to look at the environmental consequences of digital technology. The energy use of data centers, cryptocurrency mining, and artificial intelligence computing is increasing at an alarming pace. Some of the world's largest cloud computing hubs use as much electricity as small cities and account for substantial carbon emissions. The drive toward green technology needs to incorporate means of energy efficient commuting, ethical AI, and responsible e waste disposal to reduce environmental damage. Finally, the moral challenges of technology need international conservation and control. Governments, industry, and civil society organizations must collaborate to define ethical standards that promote human rights, ecological responsibility, and economic justice. Technology can be a force for improvement, but it needs to be directed by ethics, that will have innovation advance for the good of all, not just the corporate or political bottom line. Partnership for a technologically led future. The destiny of technology will be set not only by engineers and coders but also by how nations decide to rule and incorporate these innovations. If the potential of technology is to be used in a sustainable manner and for society's good, there must be global cooperation. No nation, corporation, or institution can do anything about digital ethics, the environment, or economic disruption single handedly. Education and digital literacy will also play a critical role in ensuring that technological advancements reach all sections of society. With automation and AI transforming employment markets, upskilling and lifelong learning schemes need to be the norm. Coding, critical thinking, and sustainability need to be included in school curriculums to equip future generations with the tools to succeed in a technological dominated world. Digital literacy must also be introduced among older sections of society to ensure that nobody is left behind in the digital revolution. In the future, the best possible future is one where technology is not only used for convenience but also for the welfare of humankind and the world. A world where AI works towards ending global crises instead of aggravating disagreements. A world where data empowers instead of intruding upon people's privacy. A world where digital connectivity breeds comprehension instead of disinformation. Summary: technology can be capable of driving sustainability, enhancing disaster response, and promoting social justice. But this benefit has to be weighed with ethical accountability. The digital divide remains a major barrier to equitable progress, requiring investment in internet access, digital literacy, and inclusive design. Ethical AI, responsible data usage, and green computing must become priorities to ensure that technology serves humanity rather than exploits it. So this is all we have from this book. I hope you guys liked this book. If you did, don't forget to press the like button. I'll be back with another video to give a review on another book. Till then, just take care and goodbye.